what's going on everyone? Welcome your face back to a brand new vlog where you're tuning in to see what can happen next. And today I just want to have a little bit of a sit down vlog, just chat with you just about life. So if you are expecting a bit of a fun vlog, maybe like going out on an adventure or whatnot, sadly it won't be in this video today. I just want to kind of have a sit down video, which I like to do one of these videos every now and then, just kind of update you on something. Tune in next week for a fun vlog, alright? But if you do stick around, I really do appreciate you doing this. I just want to kind of sit down and just chat about myself. I always like to do one of these like update kind of vlogs of myself, and just update you on the last few months really. Because been kind of a bit on a journey over the last few months, because I have been kind of trying to deal with my anxiety side of myself. Yeah, it's been kind of an interesting few months it has, of trying to improve myself. Because when it came to last year, I was obviously not in the best headspaces and stuff like that. When I say bad headspace, anxiety wise, my anxiety was probably the worst it's ever been. It just got worse and worse and worse from lockdown. It got really, really bad over the point. Like, it was, my anxiety before lockdown was to a point, but I say after lockdown it got worse. It really did, which I think a lot of mental health for people got worse, whatnot. So I'm not saying it's just me. I generally just got to a point where I needed to deal with it, because obviously with like living down Kent with family and that, I just got into a routine. I just kind of, my anxiety became my life. That just became me, and I just kind of lived with it. I just dealt with it, and that's just how I dealt with things. Stuff like that. I lived in my own head 99% of the time, and just hated it. But it became the norm. That's how bad it became. It became the norm for me. When moving, it really shined the light on it. I like, oh my god, I needed to deal with this problem, because obviously with changing job, changing like living somewhere, moving in with my partner, and it really just shined a lot of light on my anxiety problems, and like the fact I needed to deal with it. Whatever would come with the negative thoughts of asking for help. And that just kind of led into my social anxiety just being really bad. And if I was going out for social situations, I just always worse, all that sort of stuff. I generally thought I was a really more important person. Even like when it came to online, like if I was to maybe like message a friend, call a friend or anything like that, or see if anyone wanted to hang around, I just think really negative of myself, like they probably didn't want to hang with me, and just get myself into that sort of rut. Then it kind of just led me just being, I don't know, just really like, just not enjoying myself. And where I've noticed it more, I was like, I hated it, which led me to go act on it, because it wasn't fair on myself, wasn't fair on Kirsty, and maybe others around me as well. I wouldn't really say it was affecting like others around me, but maybe it was friendships and stuff like that, especially over the last few years, because I think just where I just became a little bit more in myself a bit. I just kind of like thought people thought the worst of me, but in fact it probably they weren't. They just thought I was becoming a bit of a selfish person, but in fact I think it's more the fact I was just in my own head a lot. I think just thinking people thought the worst of me, they didn't want to hang out with me, that, but probably in fact probably did want to hang out with me. That's why I decided last summer to reach out to go and get help and start doing counselling. I did on from basically last summer all the way till March this year, where I've just got kind of cleared from counselling now. So I've been kind of sort of discharged to a point, because I've been kind of just working on my social anxiety, working on this negative voice that I have in my head, which is still there. I can't say it's gone, but it's improved so much. It really has. It has been a bit of a journey. It has. Like the difference in myself now is really has grown a lot. Like if I used a situation like last summer, I just think really negative of myself. I really just didn't know. I'd just sit at a table, just think the worst of myself, because everyone thought I was a boring twat, but in fact I probably did think nothing of it. Fast forward to now, like I've just been out for a meal like this last like week, went with a group of people, and you know what? I sat there clear-minded. I didn't think anything. I just sat there just kind of going, oh, you know what? Can't wait to eat some food. That's probably about it. Or I really would like a beer, because I was driving, so I was on drinking a Diet Coke. So I'd be like, oh, it'd be nice to have a beer. That's the only sort of thoughts I was sort of having, compared to about last summer, where I would just be, oh my god, probably think I'm boring, this and that, and just have really bad like negative thoughts about myself. Like I can't say that I'm a very outgoing person and stuff like that. I'm very quiet, keep myself to myself sort of thing, which I think people are fully aware of what I am. I'm quiet and whatnot. I'm not very hyperactive, even though you might come across on the videos that I'm quite woohoo, whatever. I don't even know what people expect of me, but there's been times people think I'm very, where I'm on streams and that, and I might be like, oh, you're very hyper on stream. And when I'm off stream, I'm a bit more chilled, a bit more relaxed. That's who I am. I am that, and I just kind of keep myself to myself sort of thing, and speak when I'm supposed to. That's just the way I am, always have been. But I also sort of kind of lost that a bit as well in myself, like accepting like I am a shy person, quiet, whatever. That's just who I am. I've kind of got lost with that in my own little voice in my head, just blaming social anxiety for that. But it's just the fact, it's just who I am. I'm a quiet person. And I kind of really did lose that about myself a very long time ago, which I now kind of, I feel like I've reclaimed again. I'm like, no, this is just who I am. I'm not an outgoing person. I'm just nice. This is just who I am. It's kind of nice to kind of have that kind of like, I've kind of got back that feeling back a bit. Like, okay, I'm just me a little bit. So yeah, been kind of that sort of journey the last few months with my social anxiety. I could go more into it a little bit more, but I don't really want to bore you too much with the boring details and whatnot, but I have been kind of just trying to improve myself whatnot with that sort of stuff. It's still an ongoing thing. I think I've got a catch-up session with my counselling in a few months' time. It's just more like it's a nice thing they do like if I do like relapse, like when I say like relapse, like if I start going like backwards on myself a little bit, I can go back to counselling after like a few months and it's like, right, I need help again, or I need to get back into, I need a few extra sessions just to kind of help me get back into practicing and stuff like that, because that's all it is with counselling. It's just practicing the things that you learn and just trying to project a bit more on yourself, sort of thing. So yeah, so it's basically just being sort of that over the last few months, and hopefully in a few months we'll have a catch up with that, and I'm still in a good place, so then I'll be fully discharged. Because at the moment, I'd say I'm discharged now, but I'm just 99% done with counselling in a minute. So I've still got that 1% lurking, but it's basically sort of done, I think. But yeah, so that's just where I've been the last few months, really. But with it's another kind of thing I want to kind of do in this video as well, which I think it will answer a lot of questions about the way I am. When I'd say I'd be too scared to ask for help with my social anxiety, and I'll just overstimulate myself, get overwhelmed and stuff like that. When I was doing my counselling, got towards the end of my session, I was speaking to my counsellor and they were asking, I'll go to him, like, I feel like I'm improving with my social anxiety, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like there's this one thing left in me, which I just don't know what it is. And I just can't seem to pinpoint what the problem is, what the matter is. So I started talking about the matter, what this feeling was in my head, because before I would never be able to talk about these feelings. That's been another nice thing, kind of nice to do, and like explore these feelings a little bit more, because before I could never pinpoint what these feelings were. But we're doing counselling, I'll be kind of able to describe it a little bit, which has been quite nice. Dig deep in myself. And with me just kind of peeling back the layers of how I was feeling, my counsellor just turned around to me, it's like, have you ever thought about getting tested for ADHD? It's something I maybe looked at before, but I thought it was maybe something else, just like the way I was acting and stuff like that. But I didn't think nothing. I was like, nah, surely not, surely. After speaking to my counsellor in that session, she was like, what? Because I suffered dyslexia, if you don't know. I have suffered with depression. I also I suffer with anxiety. She went into this thing like saying, well, as science has kind of improved on, all the kids in the 90s, there was a large majority of kids in the 90s who didn't ever get diagnosed for it. And there's another kind of like paper that she read on and sort of thing. Like, it exists in the universe. ADHD can feed into other things. So it can be depression, obviously social anxiety, and dyslexia. So all those things can kind of be like connected. It can be a very high chance of it. So I went away, contacted my doctors, try and get myself added on the list. I've not heard nothing from my doctors because it's like a 3-year wait list. So I'm not 100% confirmed I have it, but do you know when someone mentions the word, like something, I don't know, it mentions something and it's like a light bulb goes off in your brain, like, oh, that's it. I think that possibly could be it. That's the sort of thing I had in my brain. I just felt like it answered so many things. And I came home and chatted with Kirsty about it and explained it a bit more, and I just sat there pinpointing it. I'm like, the way I act with this, or if I do that, that could be that. It's like, yeah, it could be that, because that is traits of doing that. Example, doing lots of cleaning, not getting hyper fixated and just getting in my own head and just getting very overwhelmed and stuff like that, because I'm just doing so much at one time. It was really like a light bulb went off my brain. I went, oh my god. That is another thing which has been kind of happening with me. Do you know also the other thing as well, I've just got to say, honestly, with me doing this, it kind of, I feel like answers a lot of questions about the Minecraft series. How many Minecraft series have I started? Yeah, quite a few. I think because that would answer why I've had so many series of Minecraft. Because I start doing one, I get bored, bored, then I want to start a new one in 6 months' time after that. Yeah, because I get very hyper focused on a project. Then once I get burnt out, I don't want to play that thing anymore. I don't want to do the thing. So yeah, I think it answers a lot. I think it's also when it comes to editing as well. Like editing, I'm like before, like with editing, I would sit for hours and hours and hours, maybe a whole weekend just editing the videos and stuff like that. I wouldn't do anything else. Like, I would chat with Kirsty. She's like, "Oh, have you been playing any games over the weekend or whatnot?" Or just come in my office like, "You're still editing that video?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's like my third video I've edited now," sort of thing. I'll just come and really hyper focus on that, which is not healthy because I'm like, after a weekend, I was like, I feel so burnt out and tired of that. And she's like, "Yeah, because you're not chilled out. You've just been editing. You've been really hyper focused, just doing that." I'm like, "Yeah, it's not healthy." And yeah, it kind of answers ADHD sort of stuff. Or if I get too overwhelmed, nothing gets done. I just sit there just over stressing about it and nothing gets done. That's the other side of me as well. So yeah, that's a new thing I've learned about myself this year. So it's something I am trying to seek to get tested. Also, I'm not fully diagnosed with it. Probably a high chance I do have it. And people I have spoke to as well about it, like close friends, they kind of like, "Yeah, I can sort of see that. Yeah, I could have told you that myself." It's quite interesting about is that I don't know. I think it comes in all. I think if I look at dyslexia comes in so many different ways. People suffer with it like different angles of that. Like mine's like reading, writing, spelling and whatnot. Then other people are a bit different with dyslexia and stuff like that. So, especially when I was in school, there was like a lot of people who had dyslexia, but they were different types in a way. So I think it's the same with maybe like ADHD sort of stuff. Like you have the main priorities, but I think it's the level of how bad it is. I think that's probably like probably not bad, but how extreme is your ADHD? It's like I think maybe I'm more on the lower end, but I don't really know. So that's the way I'm going to describe it. I think I'm more the lower end. I'm not like super bad, but I think I do have traits of it in me. That's what's been going on with me. So I wanted to kind of just talk about that in this video. There has been some things I have been kind of learning about that ADHD sort of stuff, which I think I'll talk about in a different video, because I just wanted to sit down and just chat about these two things today. So going forward, I am in a more of a clearer headspace. Just need to keep practicing what I'm doing, keep pushing on. I'm more happier in myself a bit more. I've got that bit more confidence in myself. I feel like a part of me that I kind of lost for a long time, I feel like I've kind of reclaimed this year, which has been quite nice. Still having moments, obviously, it's something's not going to go away overnight. So at the moment, I'm pushing away the negativeness, but I know it will push back, but I've just got to keep pushing it back, sort of thing. So it's going to be a long battle, kind of doing it, but I'm already feeling a lot more positive in myself about everything. We're on a good at the minute. So I just want to wrap this video up here because I just wanted to share those things with you. Just wanted to kind of really sit down and just share that with you. I feel like I've been kind of wanting to tell you a lot for ages in the vlogs. I just wanted to kind of wait until I kind of got finished with Council in a way, and now it's done. I feel like I've got rid of this thing off my chest I've been wanting to kind of share with you guys for a while, and hopefully it kind of maybe explains a few things why maybe I'm like on and off with streaming a lot, because maybe it's the ADHD sort of stuff. We do not know till I get diagnosed, which could be fucking years, especially if I ever get a phone call back from my doctors, because I contacted them, did like a form sort of thing, then I never heard nothing. So I'm waiting in a minute. So years waiting for it in a minute. So at the moment, we've just got to sort of pencil in that we maybe have it, but it's kind of more of the lower end, not the top end. With me saying that might kind of go, okay, that explains a lot of the streaming or the rational ideas when it comes to content and stuff like that, and my hyper focuses and not committing on stuff when I say I'm going to do something and stuff like that. So hopefully that answers a lot of things. But if you have watched it all the way through, I really do appreciate you watching it all the way through. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us in the comments down below on how are you doing at the minute. Do please let us know, because I know I always say leave a comment down below, or just drop us a DM and let us know how you're doing, because I do generally always care for people, even though I may not talk to you all the time and that. I always appreciate you guys and always know I care. Do let us know in the comments down below how you're doing. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to go now. Thank you very much for taking your time to watch the video. I love your faces, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.